But what can you do about it? On a day-to-day basis, the fatigue can vary from insignificant to completely disabling for that day. There are a number of things that I tend to do to manage it on a day-to-day basis. For example, spreading meals out. Rather than having 3 large meals, spread that across a number of smaller meals, which gives you a more maintained level of energy through the day. Avoiding sugar, caffeine, and that kind of thing, particularly later on in the day, because that avoids sudden boosts in energy, which can lead to drops. And obviously prioritising my spoons on a day-to-day basis. I know that if I've got something big to do in a day, or even on an upcoming day, I need to reserve some spoons for that task. And I'm also aware that after that task, I may not be able to function very well. And this can sometimes be on a quite severe basis. So I may reach a point at 10, 11 o'clock in the morning where I've been active doing something in that morning and I've literally got no energy left to do anything else for the rest of the day. And it is very difficult on a day-to-day basis, just feeling this constant tiredness, this heaviness for the limbs and lack of energy. Because I have decompensated cirrhosis, I actually seem to have both the central and peripheral fatigue. So there are days when I have all the emotional and mental elements of fatigue, plus that physical feeling of just feeling drained, low energy. There have been days when I've literally felt like the life has been sucked out of me, and particularly at my limbs. I just don't have the energy to even lift my arms. And it's interesting how this links with depression, because I was diagnosed with depression some time ago, and looking at it now, there's a very big question of what came first. Did the depression come first or independently of the liver disease? Did it come as a result of the liver disease? Or is the depression actually just a symptom of the liver disease that's developed into this feeling of depression because of the constant feelings of exhaustion and tiredness and feeling drained, and all the other psychological elements of knowing that you have a chronic health disorder? It is recognised that anxiety and depression are very commonly associated with liver disease. Maintaining activity is very important. So although a lot of the time I just want to curl up and sleep and ignore everything and just hibernate, actually this can lead into a destructive spiral where your body gets used to not doing very much and it becomes more difficult to actually do anything. So even on my very tired days, if possible, I try to get out and just do something like walk down the road. Even that can help make a difference. Getting out in the air, different environment again, and having some level of physical activity. It is recommended that people with fatigue and chronic liver disease do engage in an exercise plan, particularly a graded exercise plan where you're ensuring that you build up the levels of energy and activity on a day-to-day basis. Your own beliefs and behaviours can have a significant impact on your levels of fatigue as well. If you believe that you're exhausted, if you believe you can't do things, then you will experience that. And if your behaviours maintain that kind of inactivity, then again, that will just continue that cycle of fatigue. So CBT, or cognitive behaviour therapy, has actually been noted as the only therapy for chronic fatigue that has actually shown any efficacy. And this helps tackle some of those beliefs and behaviours, pick them apart and get you back on track. Although it's obviously not a cure, it's one of those things that can help. Sleep hygiene is very important, so making sure you're getting to sleep at the same time every day, waking up at the same time every day. Another thing that I find very useful is I have a red filter on my phone, so that if I do look at my phone at night, I'm not woken up by the blue light. Unfortunately, because of the diuretics I'm taking, most nights I'm waking up 1, 2, 3 times a night to go to the bathroom anyway, so no matter what I do, I'm kind of stuck with that. But I suppose fatigue, the biggest thing that I can do, and the biggest thing that anyone can do, is be positive. Really focus on being positive, focus on doing what you can, getting through what you can. Recognize that, yes, there are some days that you just won't be able to do things. That's fine. Take those days, take those rest days, take that rest period, whatever you need, and then come back and be ready for the next part. But don't attack yourself for it. Don't feel guilty or bad. It's simply a part of your life. It's a part of my life. It's something I deal with on a day-to-day basis. And yes, appropriately enough, I was speaking about guilt in the last episode. I do feel guilty when I can't work. I do feel guilty when I'm unable to do things and have to pull out of appointments and engagements. But more and more, I'm starting to accept that actually I need to do what I need to do to maintain my health levels. And the final thing, I suppose, is focusing on your strengths, not your weaknesses. So see where you can be active, and don't try and push those areas where you're just not going to enjoy it, or you're just really going to struggle. A few of you asked about the liver in my profile picture, so I thought I'd give you a quick explanation of that. Here we are. It's my spare liver. This was actually given to me by one of my good friends. Let's see, this must be about 5 years ago now. This was a point when we knew that I had a liver disorder, but I hadn't started taking it seriously enough, so I was still spending days at the pub with my friends. So one of my friends brought this to me, and it's actually the Alcohol and Drugs Awareness Week liver. It's a little squeezy stress ball type thing. And my friend came to me and basically said, here you go, here's a spare liver, just in case you need it. So, Alan, thank you for that. I still keep it with me, and it's looking like I may actually have to use it at some point soon. Thank you very much, guys, for listening. I hope this has been interesting for you to listen to. And don't forget to comment, subscribe, and like the video. Until next time, take care.